Hey guys, it's the Lazy Stone here and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the Smiths family ethnicity from American Dad. Yeah, we're going to be talking about American Dad. American Dad is pretty much my favorite Seth MacFarlane's creation, aside from Family Guy and Cleveland Show. Obviously, Cleveland Show is no longer airing, but hey, we still got American Dad. So anyways, without any further ado, let's run that intro. Alright, so today we're diving into the fascinating world of American Dad to explore the ethnic and cultural dynamics of the Smith family. American Dad, created by Seth MacFarlane, Mike Barker, and Matt Weitzman, is known for its sharp satire and humorous take on American life and politics. At the center of the show is the Smith family, a seemingly typical suburban household with a diverse and intriguing ethnic background. I mean, they're pretty much an interesting family. There's this one time they pretended to be like an Italian mafia because they ate some, pasta spaghetti or whatever, and now they think they're Italian or some shit. I mean, it's just fucking weird, but still. In today's video, we'll be diving into the ethnicities and cultural influences of each family member, from the conservative CIA agent Stan Smith to his liberal rebellious daughter Haley Smith, and everyone in between. We'll explore how their backgrounds contribute to the show's humor and social commentary, and how American Dad uses these characters to reflect and critique modern American society. So whether you're a longtime fan of the show like moi, or just curious about the cultural layers within this animated series alone, join us as we uncover the ethnicity of the Smith family in American Dad. Alrighty then, let's start with Stan Smith. Stan's ethnicity is primarily American with a mix of Western European ancestry. He embodies the stereotypical conservative American, often displaying a patriotic right-wing viewpoint. His character often mocks and satirizes the ultra-conservative mindset. So if he has Western European ethnicity, that means he's from either Luxembourg, Belgium, France, Germany, Ireland, Liechtenstein, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that one, Monaco, Netherlands, Switzerland, United Kingdom, or Austria. That is a lot of countries, and Stan Smith somehow has an association with those countries of origin. So let's get into Francine Smith. Francine Smith's maiden name is Ling, suggesting Chinese ancestry. She was adopted by a Chinese American couple, which adds a layer of Asian American cultural influence to her character. Although her character mostly aligns with a typical suburban American housewife, her Asian heritage is occasionally referenced, adding diversity to the family's cultural background. But you already know me, this is basically, uncanon since, Francine is adopted, and later in the season we already know that her real family is rich as hell, and the fact that they basically gave her up to an Asian family just to get, raised by an actual family that actually cares about it. Okay, so Steve and Haley Smith are basically the kids of Stan and Francine Smith. I don't think that we got anything that could prove that there is a different mix of ethnicity there. I don't think there was any episodes that would prove that Steve and Haley Smith have uncovered any ethnicity or country of origin of the Smith family. So that's all we're gonna take from there. And last but not least, we have Roger Smith. He's just an alien. He's just a fucking alien, all right? He's an alien that got rescued by Stan Smith after him being discovered by the CIA, and they were trying to find out where he is. And also, Stan Smith has a blood brother who is Native American named Rusty Smith, but that is about it. But I'm still trying to figure out where is the ethnicity, the country of origin to the Smith family. Well, let's just use one of the Lazy Stone theories. So to start this theory off, we're gonna have to start from the beginning. So obviously you guys all saw the Christmas episode where Steve Smith was given an AK-47 for Christmas by Stan Smith. So Steve used his gun and accidentally killed Santa, but they thought it was a mall Santa instead of the real Santa, and this would just spiral down into a chaotic cavalcade of misfortune for the Smith family. This would be an ongoing occurrence where Santa, anytime he reveals himself into the American Dad universe, he would be fighting against the Smiths and hunting them down every single time Christmas. And after the first battle, Stan Smith officiated this certain battle as a tradition where the Smith family has to start hiding away from Santa or fight against Santa. It basically became a familial tradition for the Smith family. And in another Christmas theme altercation with Santa again with the Smiths, in season 9, episode 8, the Smith family has to deal with Krampus, the anti-Santa figure who punishes naughty children. Santa Claus makes an appearance as part of the storyline, adding to the Christmas-themed chaos. And Jack Smith, who is Stan Smith's father, basically he worked alongside with Stan and Santa to find Krampus and rescue Steve. But later on in the episode, it is known that Krampus isn't really a bad person and that really he basically was better than Santa overall. But however, the end of the altercation ended up with Krampus's death, but Jack also, I believe, got killed as well, and they both died on the same floor where their bloods transfused together, where they became one sentient being that Jack Smith became the new Krampus. And in this episode where I hate Steve Smith so much is because Stan Smith provided an other alternative to celebrating Christmas by taking a vacation in the goo. For those of you who don't know what this goo is, it's basically a vat where the family could go in and, have their little dream vacation. It's basically like virtual reality, but in this certain instance, the family could just chill out in the vat, have their vacation, and ignore Santa's intentions to hunt the family down. But however, Steve, as the little softy boy he is, he wanted to celebrate Christmas out in the open, into the world where Santa is already looking out for him, and looking out for him being that he's trying to hunt him down and his whole entire family. He had a change of heart. He didn't want to take the vat. He basically went outside and was basically asking for Santa to go kidnap him and bring him to the North Pole where he could just torture him. I mean, basically Steve Smith is asking for it. So Stan Smith was trying to protect the family, but Steve Smith for some reason wanted to go out there and just get hunted down. Yeah, that's just great. I would have just left him for dead at this point. Or, you know what? Go hang out with Santa, because I don't understand how Steve Smith's minds work. The family is trying to avoid Santa on Christmas while Steve Smith is trying to be found by Santa by, just being out in the open while being on Santa's shit list. That makes no sense to me. And another episode to show some proof, we got the Old Country, the 18th episode of the 17th season, where Steve Smith was so anxious to figure out where the Smiths family's country of origin belongs to, or what their ethnicity was. If it was either just American, or if there was some old ancient ancestry behind it. Steve went to ancestry.com, or some sort of alternative company that's kind of the same thing. Basically, he paid for it, got the results, and it turns out that they're Canadian. But later in the episode, basically the Canadians that they met up with, that's supposed to be their family members, it turns out to be false. They were just organ harvesters, and that was the end of the episode there. So yeah, basically they got scammed. And you're probably wondering, Lazy Stone, what does this have to do with the Smith family's ethnicity, country of origin? What does this have to do with, what are you even talking about right now? Well, I will explain this very briefly. So basically, we all know that Jack Smith, right, Stan's father, who became Krampus. And you guys are probably wondering, what does this have to do with the family's ethnicity and origin? Well, guess what? It does. It plays a huge factor, actually. Jack Smith talked about how he first encountered Krampus in the episode Minstrel Krampus from season 9, episode 8. So there he talked about how he was supposed to be asleep and not going for his mother's strudel, and it's a European dessert made in southern Germany. Now, Jack Smith had an altercation with Krampus during that time because he was acting bad. And so for kids who were acting bad in southern Germany, Krampus would punish those kids. And unfortunately, Jack Smith was one of them. Jack Smith tried to take more of his mother's strudel, but Krampus beat him to it. And he was already in the pot, the copper pot, basically. He was like just licking the pot clean, but Jack retaliated and, basically locked him in the copper pot. And that would start the legendary cryptid myth of Krampus, the anti-Semitic character in the Christmas lore. So with that being said, southern Germany in Bavaria, right? That would be the location, and I'm guessing the place where Jack grew up. And after that, went to America to raise Stan with his wife. So basically saying, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, that the Smith family, their ancestry, their country of origin is ultimately German. So basically, Stan is German-American, of German-American descent. Yeah, so I know that this is probably somewhat disproven or maybe not be true, but again, I am only going by the chronological order of Santa's occurrences in the Christmas saga, which has been a thing and is canon. So I also brought in the fact that Jack Smith was part of the whole Santa versus the Smiths family beef, and the fact that he became Krampus himself and that he had an altercation with Krampus all the way back in Germany, and he had so much intelligence about Krampus. I had to come with the final conclusion that Stan Smith and the Smith family in general are somewhat German descent. And so yeah, Southern German. And also the fact that Klaus is also a German, I think that will just fit in with the aesthetics here. So yeah, not only that Stan Smith is Western European, he's also, well, I'm not going to say also, he's just obviously German, and that makes sense. So anyways, let me know in the comment section below. Am I right about this theory or am I wrong? It won't matter what the answer is. I just want to see what you guys think and what your opinions are. So anyways, this is a Lazy Zone, and I'm out.